Okay, what the heck just happened to the stock of Ethan Allen Interiors? A chain of roughly 300 design centers, mostly in America, that serve as the stop shops for all your home decor, your design, your furniture needs. You may not have noticed in the flurry of earnings reports that we got last week, but Ethan Allen delivered some, let's say, less than stellar numbers, and the stock got hammered, tumbling more than 12% on Thursday. Now, we know it's a tough time to be a retailer, but I found the reaction to Ethan Allen's results somewhat puzzling, given that the company had already pre-announced to the downside less than 2 weeks before, causing the stock to lose 10% in a single session. Then when the company reported the actual number, beating the lowered earnings estimate by a penny, even as its revenues came in a tad lighter than expected, down 6.2% year over year, with a vicious 5.4% decline in same-store sales. Still, I mean, pre-announcement, but the stock got hammered again anyway? To be fair, Ethan Allen was up against some very tough comparisons this quarter, and management has a plan to turn things around, including a major refresh of their product offerings, more marketing spending, renovation of their stores, and the introduction of new technology. But at least so far, Wall Street seems skeptical. So has the stock been punished too much? Let's take a closer look at Farooq Kathwari. He is the chairman, the president, and the CEO of Ethan Allen Interiors. Find out more about the quarter and where his company's headed. Mr. Kathwari, welcome back to Mad Money.
It was always good to be here.
All right, now, Farooq, I did find it puzzling. I know that you had guided down, but it was off a very difficult comparison from the year before. But people seem to be thinking, you know what? We want to be cautious about anything involving retail, anything involving furniture. Is there some sort of secular shift for people who want to spend money, say, on a cruise or spend money taking selfies, but not spend money on their furniture?
You know, Jim, I feel more strongly about our future now than I have done in the last few years. Now, the stock was down for a number of reasons. First is that we were first comparing ourselves to very high numbers.
Right.
And secondly, it's interesting. I said as we move forward, we are going to increase our marketing spend.
Right.
Now, we would not increase our marketing spend if I did not feel comfortable that we are going to have growth. Okay. And the interesting thing is that many of these analysts were interested in the last few years, asking us increase the marketing spend. I said, no, we're not ready.
Right.
Now we are more ready. We have great offerings, our retail network, our manufacturing, our designers. So I said we're going to increase it by 20%. And also, this quarter that we're coming into, last year we had a 89% increase in earnings.
Right.
You know, you have great earnings, and then when you say to people, take that into account, it creates issues. But I think it's a short-term thing.
Okay, but let me ask you, you have taught us that there is also a relation between the stock market and Ethan Allen. We've had a pretty good stock market, but it didn't seem to bring the traffic that I would have expected.
Well, you know, when the elections were taking place, I was somewhat surprised that traffic did stay somewhat consistent. Mm-hmm. However, right at the elections and after that, people have been somewhat nervous. They have been concerned. I think the change on many factors is good and important, but other factors, maybe people are somewhat concerned and holding back. Okay. So I think that has been a factor, especially in disposable areas.
Okay, so your marketing spend 20%. How much will that increase in dollar amount, and where will you use that money?
We are going to spend approximately in the next 6 months over $20 million. And we are going to spend it in both the digital as well as traditional mediums including television. We have not been on national television.
Right.
And last year I felt that with all the money being spent on elections, it was not wise to be on national television starting next month.
Okay.
In fact, February, we are going to have a very strong national television campaign, which we haven't had for a number of years.
Will include the Disney line that we are sitting on.
Well, Disney is a very important part of our program. It was about 2 years back. I took our granddaughter to Disney, and I thought this is something we should do. I called the CEO, and he said, absolutely. So we developed. Okay. A 500 great items, which I say is Ethan Allen Disney Magical Home. And we just launched it. Actually, this is this month.
Right, so it's not had an impact on anything.
No, it hasn't. And I think that this is going to take a little time. And in fact, I have brought for you a present. It's a book that we just came out. It's a book for our Ethan Allen Disney, which I'll pass on to you. I also brought you a great book which is just published, which says The Journey of American Style. Because Ethan Allen, represents
Right.
the American style. So I think Disney also in June, we are launching it in China.
Right.
35 locations, and I think it's just getting started.
Okay, let me ask you, this is something not my bailiwick. I'm going to ask about religion. My parents told me never speak of religion anywhere other than the home, but here I am on TV asking someone, so I preface it by saying this is not my forte, so to speak. But you are a Muslim, and you are the co-chair of the Muslim Jewish Advisory Council and CEO of a major publicly traded company with about 5,000 employees. Did you have a reaction, visceral, a reaction to what happened this weekend with President Trump? And if he were to call you, would you advise him to do anything different?
Yes, well, I think this is an important issue. I decided to join this and actually co-chair with Stanley Bergman,
who's been a frequent guest
I know
on the
he's
show.
a good friend of yours, and
yes.
he told me that. And he runs, a Henry Schein company. And it was organized by the American Jewish Committee, and they put together a group of people which is bipartisan: Republicans, Democrats, from Senator Lieberman of Connecticut to Senator Cohen from Minneapolis, and many others. It is politicians, it is also religious leaders, and we decided to co-chair it because today you want to show that people are together. It is not against any administration. This was being discussed for months and months. And the objective really is not to talk about the facts that we are against any administration, but we want to show that we should speak together. We should also speak against any hate.
Right.
And even recognize the contributions of Americans who are Muslims and Americans who are Jewish.
Well, in that case, were the scenes at the airport, did they disturb you as someone who is someone trying to unite? Did you feel that there was divisiveness and that maybe that's the wrong course?
Well, look at it, Jim. I came as a young student and was working during the day, went to school at night at NYU, and 7 years later I became a CEO of a major financial company on Wall Street, and then ended 30 years back heading Ethan Allen. Where else in the world would somebody with a name like Farooq, born in a war-torn country like Kashmir, than America? I mean, I love America. America is great, and we must give that opportunity to others as well.
You know what, I'm going to leave it right there because that is the first, most optimistic thing I've heard in the last 72 hours. I am most grateful, sir, for you coming on Mad Money. That is Farooq Kathwari. He's the president, chairman, and CEO of Ethan Allen. You're looking at some of the new stuff. You're going to be seeing the ads on TV in just a couple of days. Stick with Cramer. Booyah! Jim Cramer here from Mad Money. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube. Click here to subscribe and get the jump on my exclusives with CEOs, plus market news, investing advice, and a whole lot more.